The reality is that there is a problem. And we all know here.
President William Ruto stood before MPs and senators in Karen, not as an ally but as an accuser. He revealed that MPs once pocketed 10 million Kenyan shillings bribes to pass key bills, while senators demanding a staggering 150 million Kenyan shillings. And then he drew the line. We are not going to shame them. We are going to arrest them. That was the president of Kenya threatening his own praise and worship parliamentarians.
We are not going to shame them. We are going to arrest them.
The joint UDA ODM parliamentary group was supposed to project unity, bridging Kenya Kwanza and Azimio around legislative priorities. Instead, it ended in open defiance. Lawmakers walked out, boycotted the food, and refused the brown envelopes they had grown accustomed to. What should have been a showcase of consensus turned into a referendum on trust. Ruto accused Parliament of degenerating into a Soko Huru, a free market for votes. He cited raw intelligence, senators negotiating multi-million payoffs, MPs turning committee hearings into auction floors. He framed it as an existential threat to democracy. But behind the tough words lies an uncomfortable truth. Envelopes have long been part of the State House script.
I thought you were saying people should reduce lobby. But you know, the people who are lobbying are from outside Parliament. They are not inside. They come here, they hover around the corridors of Parliament. It's an internationally accepted standard of parliamentary work, Your Excellency. Lobbying. This other one you have talked about is alien to us. I have never seen that one.
But lobbying is a different thing from extortion. From extortion. That you have a member, every committee has got a member who is how do you call him? Welfare bunge is giving a very, very image of Parliament.
His disclosure was damning. To pass the anti-money laundering bill, MPs allegedly pocketed 10 million Kenyan shillings each. Senators, at one point, demanded 150 million Kenyan shillings. Ruto admitted he facilitated part of the payments, but senators never saw their share, creating new fault lines within the political class.
The reality, friends, the reality is that there is a problem. And we all know here, tukitaka tu kusema ukweli, there is a problem. There are people who are destroying the credibility of Parliament. And they are collecting money in the name of Parliament. The latest Soko Huru in the Senate. Where does somebody find 150 million? Where? Is that his money? That is money that belongs to the county.
For a president accused of bribing and fueling the very system, the confession was as dangerous as the accusation.
Let me ask you, members of Parliament who are seated here. Do you, for example, know, do you, for example, know that a few members of your committee collected 10 million shillings so that you could pass that law on anti-money laundering? Did you get the money?
Lawmakers didn't clap. They didn't argue. They walked. Plates of food were left untouched. The usual brown envelope stayed sealed. Their silence was calculated. A protest against humiliation. Ruto had drawn blood not in private, but in front of Raila Odinga, the media, the country, and the international community. The irony is sharp. Parliament's constitutional role is oversight of the executive and judiciary, yet the same parliamentarians who should hold the president accountable are accused of being bankrolled by him. Parliamentary group meetings have historically been less about debate and more about drumming up support for bills, followed by instructions to collect envelopes from Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah. If the head of state fuels the cycle, can he truly claim to clean it?
We are not going to shame them. We are going to arrest them. Yes.
The Finance Bill 2023-2024, money exchanged hands. The impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, bribes reportedly ranged from 200,000 Kenyan shillings to 30 million Kenyan shillings, depending on political weight. Allegations swirl that the executive bankrolled much of it. These precedents make Ruto's sudden moral outrage look less like reform, more like selective amnesia.
Rigiji kule bunge kulikuwa na pesa mingi sana inapatiana watu kupiga kura. Alafu mimi nilisimama na Rigiji nikasema kwamba kwa hiyo vipengele 11 yote nilipiga no. Na walikuwa wanapatiana pesa mingi, walikuwa wanapatiana shilingi milioni 10 kwa kila senator kupiga kura. Na ndio ilikuwa ukweli wa mambo. Tusidanganyane. Na nyinyi wananchi mkae mkijua kwamba bunge limesha tapelewa. Hatuna bunge.
But there's another angle. International optics. Ruto is under US radar over corruption, arms deals, and alleged terror links. By casting himself as the lone anti-corruption crusader, even against his own members of parliament, he scrubs his image for Washington and Brussels.
Who's voting in the affirmative?
Mr. Ruto is engaged into gold smuggling operations that are illegal. They smuggle gold from Sudan, they bring it to Kenya, and then they resell it to the world as a Kenyan-based gold or mined gold.
To critics, it's not reform, it is rebranding. Yet, the gamble is dangerous. Alienating MPs, the very machinery that passes his bills, could backfire. Arrests may trigger rebellion. Many doubt it will ever come to pass. The praise and worship caucus that once sang his tune could turn into a hostile bloc. When the envelopes dry up, loyalty dries up with them. So where does this leave Kenya? A president positioning himself as saintly while legislators accuse him of being the chief priest corruption. It takes two to tango, and both sides are dancing in quicksand. Whether this makes a turning point or the beginning of the one term within President William Ruto's circle himself, one-term movement will be revealed in the battles ahead. For now, one thing is clear. The brown envelope has become the most dangerous weapon in Kenyan politics. What do you think? Drop your comments. Newsroom, Maisha TV, Bushabi Jr.